Would you like to play a game?
Sergeant Sacker, listen to me. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
The caller is in the house.
The calls are coming from the house.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Now stay on the line.
Hello everyone, just a little heads up for this episode. We tried out a new setup with 2 microphones, and some of the audio in this podcast is crazy. So please bear with us. You know, it's funny because we're like dragging this movie, and it's like, girl, look at this crunchy podcast, like get it together. So apologies in advance. We were kind of rushed, so we had to get it done. But I hope y'all still find humor enjoying this podcast, and let's go to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stay in the Line, a horror genre podcast where we talk about something horror genre related. Sometimes on Thursdays, sometimes I be busy and I just don't have time. How are we doing, y'all?
We're doing.
What could be better if we watched a better movie?
Who are y'all?
I'm Langley.
I'm Kelli Green Ivy.
And if you know the podcast, they've been here many a times. Yeah. How have y'all been? Usually we ask that for people. How are y'all doing?
You know how they asked Elmo how Elmo asked how people were doing, and
Balsamic vinegar?
Balsamic vinegar? Well, everyone said that's a really hard question for us, Elmo. And
that's how you feel?
That's how I'm feeling.
Just in general, or?
Yeah, life is hard, but I'm alive.
I have been extra emotional for no reason. A lot of people are retiring at my job, and I don't even know
Do you need
these
a hug?
people. Oh, yeah.
Here, let's.
Oh,
Kelli didn't want to get on this.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do like.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought we were gonna do it
Go
with the
with
microphone.
Well, she turned all the way around, so I thought if we did like a group hug, it's fake out.
But yeah, so, and I don't know these people, and I was just like, oh, it's so sad. But
That
I'm
there
so
was.
excited for
You're
them.
like, I have to do their work.
So yesterday they were talking about retirement work, and someone was like, "You're gonna be bored after the first week," but I don't think I would ever feel that way. Like, my mom is disabled, and so it's not like retired, but it's kind of like being retired, and I don't think she feels that way. Like, sure, she would like money, but as far as being bored, there's a TV in the house. Like,
oh, like if you're retired, you're bored? I thought you meant like your first day at the job, you would be bored. I was like, I'm not catching up. I don't know, like, bitch, get a hobby.
Right?
Bitch, get a hobby, and you'll be okay. I feel, for the most part. Get a job, suck a dick. Well, you know, when you get older, you get very whorish, which I don't understand when people are like, watch your language, there's old people here. I'm like, okay, they probably said and done worse things to me, especially if they're white. They probably said worse things than me.
My grandma still apologizes when she accidentally says, damn.
So she's on the opposite spectrum.
I don't want to say all old people, but literally all the people that I'm used to meeting that are older, like older than my mom or whatever. I wasn't used to cursing. Like, I thought, like, you know, you still get giggly when someone curses. Like, ooh,
Old people call me faggot, so like.
Oh my god.
Do they really?
Everyone from all walks of life has said faggot, or if they're on the streets spouting, you know, things in a book that they believe in. I've you know. Anyways, we watched a movie today. It was called Werewolves Within. I released it. Yeah, Werewolves Within. This came out in 2021. It has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. And it actually won 2 awards, and it has 3 nominations. So it won the Las Vegas Film Critics Society Award. Sorry, that was a nomination. Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. It was a winner for the Refrain for Narrative and Animated Feature. Critics' Choice Super Awards for Best Actor in a Horror Movie, Sam Richardson. Okay, shout out to him. And then it won for Best Indie Film. Hollywood Critics Association Mid-Season Awards.
Okay, it was 2021.
I guess this isn't.
A lot was not happening.
That's true. But that's sad. Dang, that's driving. But remember, we did watch a whole movie where people just sat in their house and
that one was the worst pandemic movie we watched.
Yeah.
I wish I knew
Wait,
the title.
which one?
I can't
Pandemic?
remember.
No. It was
Okay, wait.
quarantine.
What do y'all think this has on Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't want to say now. Okay, if it had 60...
Oh, let me not show my phone.
I'm gonna go higher, 78.
Ooh,
So 78.
62.
This has an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. But you remember the World's Fair movie had like 100.
Okay, yes.
And that was like a 1. I'm sorry. If you made that movie, shout out to you. You made a movie. Did not like that
You
movie.
still get Razzies. That's still a thing, right?
Yeah, Razzies are still a
So I
thing.
remember when Lindsay Lohan got 2 Razzies because she played 2 people in the same movie? That was sad.
I mean, yeah, Parent Trap.
No, not that is not worth a Razzie. Parent Trap, yeah, is good. I mean, it's stupid.
I mean, The Shining got Razzies.
You didn't like The Shining?
The Shining got Razzies?
I like The Shining, but it has multiple Razzie
I thought it was
awards.
good. But I just remember being sad, and I feel like we should.
I don't give a fuck about the Razzies.
Was like literally 2 characters, like twins, and they gave her 2 Razzies, and I thought
Yeah, and it wasn't Parent Trap?
No, it wasn't.
What was she in?
She was grown. And
Girl, this was Parent Trap too.
It was. Ooh, the dark. Ooh.
Okay, so yes, this was a video game, Werewolves Within. It was a feature adaptation of the video game where werewolves attack a small town. Never played the game.
I would play the game.
This does feature Sam Richardson as Finn Wheeler. We have Milana, the AT&T girl, as Cecily Moore. So shout out to the AT&T girl for getting a gig.
Milana Venthrop.
We have George Basil as Marcus, who in my notes I just wrote down meth head guy. Sarah Burns as Gwen, who I wrote down as meth girl. Michael Chernus as Pete Anderson, who was a husband, I think got his hand bit off. Shout out to Catherine Curtin, who was Janine.
I like her.
Janine. And Wayne Duvall is Sam Parker, who is like an oil man. Harvey Gillen.
That's his real name.
He plays Joaquin, and then we have Rebecca and Henderson as Dr. Ellis. And Cheyenne Jackson was also in this movie. He is the other gay. And then Michaela Watkins is Trisha Anderson. Emerson looks so different in this picture.
Oh, wow.
Not to body shame the man. He just looks different. This was directed by Josh Rubin, which he also directed. His name actually does sound really familiar, but I don't know what he was in. Oh, he did like a lot of College Humor stuff. Okay, that's why that sounds familiar. And this was also written by Mishna Wolf. Wolf?
Wolf. Oh, that's fun.
Who are they? So this was written by a lady. So eat my podcast. Oh, Coco Lipschitz behind the laughter. Okay, so that's basically this movie, and it's. You want to give us a little peek into this movie, Kelly? You've been practicing?
So, Finn is a park ranger coming to a new icy town, and he meets the people, and they're all strange in their own way. But then some things starts attacking them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you would probably figure out by the title, it's a werewolf. But I was thinking, I said they probably shouldn't have that as the title. But if it's based off of a video game... See, I don't think it needed the video game attachment then. I'm like, you could have just based it... Like, you could have just said, like... I don't know, Snowfall, some stupid shit like that. I don't even know. And then you wouldn't know that there was a werewolf until... Like... Because everyone's anticipating a werewolf, right? And, she could have just been crazy, that doctor. Like... Then you could have had like, oh, there actually is a werewolf, and it's this person right here. Then you would have been like, oh shit, this is a werewolf movie.
That rework does kind of work, because that plays into how I was talking about. They really didn't use the doctor enough, but if they did play up that angle of her being like way off kilter and just throwing out crazy conspiracies, and then it turns out she was right. But you're also seeing spoilers that.
Oh yeah, you know what? Wait, hold on. We're going into this is a. Everyone together, a spoiler alert. I feel like Miss Mojo. Spoiler alert ahead for our top 10 really bad movies. We'll talk about how we felt about this movie. Do you guys, would y'all recommend this movie to anyone? Who would you recommend this movie for? Let's be kind.
I would recommend it to a group of people.
I would recommend it to people with eyes and ears.
I would recommend it to a group of people who want it to, like, personally, I think if you wanted to just like go into it thinking this is gonna be a little wonky and like not if you're playing like your top movie night, but if like you got snacks, junk food, maybe a little
Good company.
Yeah, good company. Then I would recommend it to them just to like fill it out.
That's what I got snacks for y'all.
Yeah.
I made sure to clean my living room too. So,
I think you have a fun time.
how about you? Who would you recommend this?
Yeah, I would say the same because I don't know who else I would recommend. It was a quick movie. It wasn't as funny as I was hoping. So maybe if you're not, it was 90 minutes.
Was it? It
Yeah.
felt kind of long.
Oh, it was a fast one. Yeah.
So the budget was $6.5 million, and it made under $1 million at the box office.
Oh no. Oh.
Yikes! Yikes! I would recommend this movie to people who don't watch horror movies and they want to get into it. So if you're like 12, you might love this movie.
I could see that.
Werewolves Within, so they get paid.
Oh.
Sure. Also, we are not sponsored. Let's turn that around. That's your water, right?
No.
Oh.
My water's in my cup.
Is that your water, Kelly?
No.
Oh, is this my water?
Yeah.
So, oh my God, there's like so many things we could play off on how this movie would be better. Sorry.
Okay. We're just gonna start there.
Because you know we don't know if she really was killed by the other guy.
Yeah.
Or yeah. Okay, we're gonna go into spoilers. This isn't gonna be like necessarily a movie review. We're gonna be like, how can we fix this movie? Mm-hmm. Like, what can we do? So we have like 10 characters. There is, first of all, one thing I want to change. The opening. The opening scene literally meant like it was nothing. He's like, it's this hunter who is later on Janine's husband. Well, they were already married. It's Janine's husband, and he's like looking around, and then he gets attacked off camera, and it means nothing. Mm-hmm. And it was probably under a minute. I'm like, we could have done so much there to build his character. Maybe show him with his wife.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah, go and enter, but
I did have a rework for the beginning.
Okay.
I actually would like to see the Parker, the gas tycoon guy.
Snake Oil Man.
Yeah, him. I would like to see him and him having the map on the table, tracking the hunts, because we find out later that he has been following these attacks. And I think that would be a good tie-in early.
Was he still an oil person though at the same time?
Yeah. He's a gas guy.
Yeah. I feel like he should have been like, you think I'm really a gas person? Like, no, I came here for... I feel like that should have been...
a good reveal, like a little extra character.
Apparently, in my liked notes, I said the first part of the movie was actually scary. And I
she did scream.
Okay. What did he say that really moved you?
It wasn't... He didn't say anything.
Exactly. That's the issue for me.
That it set the tone for there's something out there. Grabbed him. I got scared. It was enough for me, but that's just me.
Okay. I would have added a little bit more depth into the movie.
Couple it with what Langley said. I would have that I would probably keep that exact scene, but then show instead of Finn being the next person, have the oil man be the next person. He's like another one, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like getting the newspaper that day. And
my biggest thing about this movie is like, if we're going to be a horror movie and it's rated R, why is everything off camera? Most of the attacks are off camera. They're like, if someone's shot, most of the time, it's kind of like there's only one scene where we kind of see it, and it's because Meth Lady backs up into her husband, which you don't see, see him dying. Yeah, my biggest thing is if we're a horror movie and this is shot decent, at least get the fake blood out.
Yeah.
I was going to assume they had a low budget, but you just proved that that's not actually true.
Well, a budget also means when that's included as advertising and your actors that you're paying.
They have a lower budget and they couldn't make it as believable as they want.
I mean, the cameras look pretty good. Like, I feel like it was just a very we didn't even see her dead husband's body. We just saw them reacting to it.
That's actually something I was appreciative of, but I see where you're going. For true horror fans, yeah.
No, because
for me,
the thing that bothers me about that is if we saw him actually getting attacked, then them reacting is fine. But we don't really see what's happening to him when he's getting attacked. We don't see his body. Most of the people who are attacked in here, we just see them kind of like, here's a convenient wall right here, and they're bouncing up and down, and then that's it. Someone gets stabbed in the neck, and you don't really see anything. It's just like...
Yeah. And that was an interesting line. Like, she was like, this is how the sugar or whatever comes out, and then stabs him.
Yeah, that was
So
creepy.
it
That would have been great if it was a
dramatic,
horror
and then you
movie.
see it drip
Whoa,
out.
this is a horror movie. Not the accidental read. That would be good for a horror movie.
So yeah, I guess that's what you guys need. I guess that if the movie had a plot, it would be higher on my list because I'd be like, oh, it's a horror movie that I don't have to look away from. But I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should have that in a horror movie. Like, there should at least be...
Well,
I don't think it should rely on cheap jump scares because, no offense, that's what you were getting scared from was the cheap jump scares of just a loud noise.
So what about the girl? This is a serious question. What about the kids like me who want
Kid, how old are you?
28. Anyway, what about the
Emerging adult?
Emerging adult.
adult in training? What about the people like me who want to have the plot of something scary, but also don't want to see anything gross? This could be a little subgenre. Like I want to know.
I mean, I
being
feel like
attacked
that's
by
more like
werewolves, but
psychological
nobody
thrillers.
Yeah.
Is what that's going for.
That's what those are.
You like the World's Fair movie. I think you would love it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want killing, but I just
No, but
want
you can have
distracted.
killing and you can have like scares in a movie, but this one is just like it feels cheaply done and it feels like and like I said, y'all have made a movie. We have not made a movie before, so shout out to y'all for making a movie. But I feel like there's a lot of options here where we could have just done something a little bit better. Just to kind of preface what we're talking about, there's all these people in this town. One person is dead, and they're all, for some reason, inside of this lodge cabin. They don't all have to be there. They're just all there. It's what, 3 couples, 2? Two couples, a gay couple, the meth couple. No, 3 couples.
It is 3 because it's the
There's-
Janine, or not Janine.
Which that could all be 3. That could all be 1 couple.
That could be.
A gay meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like very much like I'm gonna say Republican couple
They were all very
or conservative.
high
Sorry,
spirited.
conservative.
They did say they didn't. Say
I don't think that
They
Kelly,
didn't.
you said that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
You were
my bad.
saying it.
Then yes, a conservative couple.
A gay couple, and the meth couple.
And then
Parker,
the
who's the
Parker.
oil man, Janine, and her husband's already dead. We have the male person, Cecily, which we have not mentioned her. That's the AT&T girl, and then Sam, who's the park ranger. So they're all in this cabin.
And the doctor.
And the doctor. The doctor is there. Okay, they're all characters. The werewolf, if we're going to talk about it, the werewolf literally kills only one person. Only kills one person. Everyone else killed each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a great motive to, like, have y'all seen Bodies?
No.
Okay. Like, it kind of goes into that route where, like, it's, like, the same way, and I feel like they could have played with that. The characters. Let's go to, do we have a favorite character?
My favorite characters are Cecily and Finn, and I just had a like for Janine.
White women?
Okay. I liked Janine because I just thought she was endearing, but Cecily and Finn were my favorite characters usually.
Finn, definitely.
Janine was just sad old lady. But I like that scene of her carrying all the luggage up the stairs by
And
herself.
knocking
everything.
single thing.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. And then I really liked the last line, make your own damn sandwich. She's had a whole
Make me
You
a
also
sandwich,
liked
bro.
Meth Girl's line, too.
Oh, yeah, I thought...
About
the
being
meth
beat?
people- It was
My father beat me.
Yeah, because it was out of the, they're all giving thoughts about werewolves, and she just says, my dad used to kick my ass. And they were like, okay.
Work, girl.
And then she went into werewolves, but there was like a dead pause. Like,
Yeah.
my dad used to kick my ass. And they're like, we don't know.
What do we say?
Okay, my script thing is like, I think it would have been funny if, like, clearly they're all killing each other. I think it would have been funny if there was no werewolf in the end. I don't think that or if there is a werewolf, don't have the title be Werewolves Within, because that does give it away. Or like the slashes, I feel like the slashes on the generators, because everyone is in one area because their power's knocked out. Don't make the slashes look so obvious that this is a claw, right?
Yeah.
I feel like just like it like blown out or something would have been like cool, because then it's like, are we dealing with a murderer? Are we dealing with a werewolf, a creature of some sort? Because it would have been cool if like Trish, who is this fucking crazy dog lady. I don't like her acting in this at all. It was too try hard, and it was like, Mama, we are just at this line. We're at one line this whole movie. There's no ups. Actually, no. It was more like you're at this level the whole movie. Like, I need some ups and downs because you're a little.
It was weird.
So I think it would have been cool if she was like, maybe she had like blown out some generators of people to fuck with them, and she was planning to kill them because she does kill one person in this movie. She kills two people. It would have been cool if she did that, and then she was like, well, I don't know who blew out the other generators, and then I feel like that would have been like cool to kind of add to that.
And I feel like we did toy around with why they're killing each other. We haven't said it yet, but the gas like mogul is trying to build a pipeline through the city, but he needs everybody's buy-in, and the gay couple, Janine the innkeeper, and I think that was it. Those are the two people
the
opposing.
park ranger and maybe Cecily
and the doctor.
And the doctor.
Yeah. So they were the opposers, and the other people wanted him to sell so that they could get the cash buyout.
Right.
So that's why there's that tension in the town that keeps coming up.
Why was the doctor there again? Because she was staying momentarily.
She was an environmentalist who was coming because of the pipeline.
Right.
Oh, okay. And
sorry.
no,
but she also had set up a whole laboratory in the room.
Like, it looked like Resident Evil laboratory in there.
I think she was supposed to be giving, like, the context to people, like, this is why you shouldn't do this, like, I'm the expert, which is why he was like, I don't care about experts, I'm smarter than that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so.
It really would have been cool. And then when he did give her the flask, if it really was
poisoned
or something.
Like, what if they're all trying to, like, first of all, what if the werewolf is in there and she didn't really kill anybody? It's like, yeah, I'm a werewolf, but I didn't kill anyone.
Just
and maybe, like, she just, like, never, like, killed anyone, and, like, there was maybe just, like, a serial killer, too. Like, I feel like that would have been kind of like, oh, okay, that's different.
Oh my gosh, like, they all killed each other, and she didn't actually morph into a werewolf until, like, the dead end, like, after everything's over, and then she just eats the bodies left over for her. Like, well, this was easy for me. Like, because she also she kind of makes that point where she's like, I didn't have to do much heavy lifting, but I got lots of food now. So that would be kind of I would be gagged if, like, the whole movie went through and she was just like,
I would like to point out that you didn't say a favorite character or any likes of the movie yet, so.
Oh, I have another like, but go ahead.
I liked AT&T girl. I really liked her. I feel like her acting was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't like the framing. Sorry, we're not at that part of the podcast yet. Go.
I liked Finn's niceness speech. Basically, in a nutshell, Finn is being hard on himself because his ex-girlfriend told him he's not.
He's too available.
He's too available, and he's also not.
What does that mean?
It probably one time.
Too available.
I knew a person who told their girlfriend that they should let them miss them sometimes. So it's kind of like one of those. You're always here, and.
Like it's like your world seems to be revolved around me because whenever I'm doing something, you're already there to be like, yeah, let me come along.
And to a level, I get that, but to her level, it was definitely like, hey, we're breaking up, and I don't want to say it. But anyway,
we're going to an ad break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking more about werewolves.
Werewolves Within.
I feel like I don't think I got satisfied with werewolves in this movie. If we're gonna mention werewolves in the title, werewolves, I need to see hairy puss or something. I don't know.
And welcome back. We are talking about Werewolves Within.
Plural.
Werewolves.
I feel cheated a little, I'm not gonna lie.
So, like, his whole thing is, like, am I tough? You know, it's kind of, am I a man or am I a Muppet type thing going on. But at the end, like, she's been, like, this, what's her name? Cecily has been kind of, like, teasing him for being, you know, nice the whole time. And, like, he does have this whole speech about, okay, well, I am nice. And I like that speech because it was just really, I liked it. Like, nice people are fine too. I care about people. Boo-hoo, sorry. Like, you know, and it also reminded me of, which I know you guys haven't seen it, but in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, there's a guy who has this speech, basically, because the whole time...
Spoiler for that movie.
Not really. But the whole time they've been like, you know, you're too nice, or they see him as weak because he's nice, but he actually is powerful, and he's like, and maybe that's my power. Like, y'all are miserable. Sorry. You know, like, yeah. So.
I just also want to preface that this movie is called Werewolves Within.
And that's why I
Plural.
thought the gag was...
This is like Night of the Mannequins. I read that book. There was only one mannequin, and there was no mannequins.
That's what had made me think the gag was going to be the werewolf was inside you the whole time. You know, like that was going to be the lesson of the movie. But it wasn't. It was just a lie.
Okay, so what did we didn't like?
What did we didn't like?
What did we didn't like?
What did we didn't like? What did we do not like?
Just broadly, often the group conversations... it's one thing for people to be talking at the same time. I mean that happens, but they all
What do you mean?
felt muddled. So, like when they're all in the room together and then they start going, like that works sometimes. But for me, for some reason, every time more than one person
It could have
talked,
also been a sound.
I could not.
There was one instance where it did like that, and it's like, who wants to come with me to go to? And I don't even think we mentioned him. There's like a crazy man who will shoot anyone. He's like a hunter. And they're like, hey, who wants to go see crazy dude? And
my husband's dead. Oh, we're trying to have a baby.
No. Like literally the gay couple is like, well, we're trying to have a kid. And it's just like, bitch, shut up. That was one thing I did like. I feel like the two crazy like meth head people, let's play into it more without being, I don't know. It just felt like
just loud.
It just seemed they're loud, and I feel like they were like, I'm like, are we going with the meth head crackhead addiction, or are we going with like weed? Because sometimes I felt like it was weed. There was also paranoia, so I was like, let's play into it, because if they're like that, because that's what they were giving off, like, let's have some jokes in there that kind of tie into, or I don't know.
Yeah.
The characters were a little flat.
You know, like they didn't have. To me, they could also get away with not going full methy, but like trashy.
Full methy is crazy. Full methy is crazy.
Say more trashy things, like yeah, y'all cheat on each other, y'all do that stuff, but like you said, get more into it.
But I would have never gotten that because it looked like those characters like never really interacted with each other.
Yeah, they didn't.
Like, let's make it like a little bit more believable. I mean, like even the doctor. Okay, we got to talk about the doctor.
Okay.
Oh.
How are we Oh, so that's how you would fix the movie, is get rid of the doctor?
Yeah, I said get rid of the character and then just up the speculation amongst the people. Like, let them do the work instead of her being like, oh, I figured it out. Like, forget it. Let's just let them, you know.
I kind of liked when we were riffing off of it earlier how if we let her hype this up and then be thinking like, oh my gosh, there's a werewolf, I know what this is, and everybody else like, oh, that's a little cuckoo. And then her still die in that same, like, early on, but I wish we could have known that it was him murdering her or something that happened. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she shot herself.
I don't think she did.
I don't, but I see it happen off camera, which is my biggest issue. So many things happen off camera. It's just really annoying. I mean, technically, like, what? Doesn't her husband that gets his hand bit off, he dies off camera? Like,
it just pans back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Joaquin and them accidentally or
no, he whacks her in the face.
No, not Joaquin. I'm sorry, Claw Boy, because he made his hands claws. So
Marcus.
He came to kill him. Yeah.
No, he came.
No,
to
he
steal
just
some
came
stuff.
to steal.
Oh, why did he make his? Oh, to fight the wolves. Okay.
He made
his
so
own
that he
Freddy.
could seem like a
But I
wolf.
was gonna ask. So back to the doctor, and like, you think he? So I don't know. I think she killed herself. Do you think he killed her? Either way, if he did kill her, do you think it's because he also was like, you're a wolf? Like, do you think he? Because he was been.
See, but the thing is that it doesn't make sense. But I feel like he could be like, yeah, there is a werewolf, but really he killed her the whole time, right? And he's like, I feel like his whole scheme. Well, he wants to get this land.
Right,
That's his.
He has no buy in it.
But she was a proponent to stop him.
Yes. So the whole reason why he couldn't get this stuff is mainly because of her and a few other townspeople, right? So I feel like he could have been like, oh, well, she killed himself. I feel like it would have been better if they busted in trying to get in, and then they see like, oh, she killed herself. Yeah. I think that would have been, because like the flask. We mentioned the flask. It doesn't really mean anything. I feel like it would have been cool to be like, they sniff it and they're like, this smells like gasoline or something, like she drank something where which made her go like and think there's werewolves here, blah blah blah. I think like the hysteria of it all. Hysteria is not a right word to use. Still like the manicness of everything. I feel like would have been cool. It's like, yeah, we're playing up, like it could have been a cool setup of he's the main villain, right? Yeah. And it's like, you think that like he could have been plotting like the evidence, like here's this gasoline knife, here's the trackings of all these murderers, and put it on someone else to make it seem like there's a werewolf, but there isn't, and he's just, you know, I feel like that would have been cool. Like the real monster is the men. that we live around. It's the monster within.
The werewolf was in you the whole time.
But there was actually a werewolf. That's why I'm like, I feel like it would have been cool to go in that direction. I feel like, I don't know, that would have been nice if there was either no creature at all. Because another thing that bothers me is someone gets attacked in the home full of everybody. And everyone comes down there like, what's happened? And clearly we find out later one of them is the werewolf, but they must have retransitioned into a human within 0.2 seconds without anyone seeing them because everyone was in the hallway. They weren't covered in blood.
Yeah, no blood, no clothing ripped.
In the flashback, she was covered in blood, though.
Which doesn't make sense.
And just completely naked. She wasn't a werewolf.
Yeah.
Right, so we're like, how? Also, I will say I did like the standoff scene. I like a good standoff. How do I know which one it is? You know, type thing. Because I realized, when it was Parker versus Finn and Parker's got Cecily. Because not only is it like, how do I know which one to choose? But I also, in that moment, figured out, oh, it's just Cecily. Because, like, the way they're both being gaslighting each other, it's like, both of you are lying, could be lying or telling the truth. But that's why I think it's you, because you're the only one we haven't, like, accounted for in that way. And so I thought that was a cool scene because I was like, oh, she's playing them. But just, like I said, the group conversations were muddled. I want more, like, where I could understand what they were talking about and actually having plans and going, this is what this means. Like, you know. And
well, the thing is, the issue with that is, like, it's because you don't really see them one-on-one talking with each other except for the two main characters.
So I would add that.
Like, the only instance was, like, Janine, like, talking to the doctor, and the doctor doesn't give a fuck. Like, also, the doctor's coldness. I feel like she was acting really weird. It would have been cool if maybe she was tracking the werewolf down. Something like that. Like, she's, like, you know, she does say there's a lycanthrope here. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She does say that there's, like, a lycanthrope here. I feel like it would have been cool if, like, she was, like, setting up to, like, know this, and then maybe they're like, we gotta kill this bitch because she's crazy. And then it turns out that she is true.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. But then it would have been funny if, like, the lycanthrope wasn't even, like, they're a pacifist, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I also would have added, but no, I liked the way it ended. I thought it was cute. I would have just added a little more, even if it was a scene by himself of the hunter dude, the weird dude in the woods, because I thought it was kind of fun. But, so I would have added that to give, because like Langley kind of hinted earlier, I was like, yeah, he's probably going to come back around. But I feel like we just needed maybe just one more scene to, like, really, like, grasp.
I mean, I even said that. I was like, he's probably going to come back at the end, either dead or alive.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
I liked it, but I would just want to give him more work.
I feel like his character didn't add anything to the movie at all.
That's how I felt.
It was just a red herring, because you would think that they were all going to go there to be like, oh, he is the murderer, but then they don't.
So him showing up at the end, even though he said he wasn't going to help them because he's like super, I don't like government, I don't like people, I don't like anything. And then he does at the end. I like that. That's why I want to give him something else because it gave me like.
That was his moment.
I know, but I just wanted it bigger, I guess. Like, okay, so like, you know, in Black Panther, they go to that dude up in the
Never
hill.
watched it.
Have you seen it? So they go up and watchers, if you've seen it, they go to that dude up in the mountain, and he's like, I don't want no parts of this. I don't care. I don't even care about y'all. But then he comes and he.
Spoiler alert for.
But that's the exact same thing that you're
No,
saying.
I
He
think
did
so.
the same thing.
I just wanted. I guess what I'm saying is I love that, but give him another scene. Just to, like I said, even him alone, like have him out there.
I don't know. I feel like he was just kind of thrown in, like, legit in the last 5 minutes of the film. It felt like he just was there. He gets knocked down, which you don't see. You don't see him, like, getting taller. So we didn't know if he was dead or not. We don't see him really fighting. And then he gets up, and then they have, like, a 2-minute conversation, and then the werewolf gets shot with the arrow.
By Janine. That's why I want
That
Janine.
also felt random for me.
Because I thought she was at home sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, I always love that moment where you get that one character where you're like, you're back. And they're like, I wouldn't miss this for the world. You know, like they hope.
Yeah, it would feel like that if we saw them maybe die a little bit earlier in the movie. Like, if we saw him maybe get, like, he was weird. Well, even with her, like, if she got attacked, right? And she got hurt, and we think that maybe she's passed on. Then she comes back. And that's when she, like, shoots and she's like, bitch, you think I'm dead? I'm not dead. Something like that. Would have really kind of completed that. Versus, like, I'm back, where it's like, yeah, lady, you were sleeping at your house. No one was checking for you. Sorry.
No, nobody was. I was saying the last bits of rework or like additions or changes. I think some of the characters could have used some spicing up and some more.
Which ones do you think? Every. Oh.
Either we need to take some of them out because there was too many to focus on, or we could just add more flavor to like the main background people. So if we're talking,
Could we
about,
not
like,
get
Janine,
extras?
Maybe. Let's do that. Fill the town out more. Although it's winter, and she explained that, like in those kinds of towns, people leave for the winter.
To wonder if they're. I feel like adding people might muddle it.
I feel like there was not enough characters, but at the same time, too many characters. Yeah. Does that make sense? Which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Take like 2 out, just extract.
And you know what it probably was? Everyone was dying back to back.
Yeah, it was. I also felt like the conflict with the pipeline, it was brought up, and we already knew about it very early on in the story, and then they just kept bringing it up, kept hammering it out, kept being the conflict. And I feel like sometimes I like the movies to be a little more subtle with some things, and that just felt like
the snowshoes.
I'm gonna come get you.
No, the snowshoes was cute. That was like the best part.
Yeah, those are my comments. He liked snowshoes too.
Yeah, and they saved. Well, no, they didn't.
See, me
actually change in any movie like this. He stabs her with a snowshoe. Cool, whatever. Why would you walk away from this werewolf just because you stabbed him in the neck? Cut her head off. I cannot stand that in any movie like this because...
Oh, so you know how to kill a werewolf, but you don't know how they're made?
That's not the point. My point is, I would demote, like, even if it's a human, like, they always just tap them out.
I think it's Silver.
And then walk away.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Silver.
So cutting her head off wouldn't help?
I mean, maybe, but I think Silver is easily...
Okay, well, that I didn't know, but what I'm saying is, they always just injure them, maybe gravely, and leave in anything, a thriller, a scary movie, or whatever. And I don't understand. Like, I would be stumping you until you're pulp because you're
Cold hard killer Kelly over here.
Because they never do.
Cold hard killer Kelly.
Like Fiona. Like,
no, I get it.
That. Like, finish it.
I feel like most people in that situation are assuming they did.
I know, but why? At this point,
I mean, to be fair, did stab her like in the head with a piece of wood.
It went pretty far.
She's not even a normal person. I just say cut the head off.
He don't fucking know. He's a park ranger. Also, one thing that really bothered me about this movie is like the framing of conversations in shot. Like when two people are talking, 2 more people stand in front of them, but don't look at them. They're like looking at the camera, and then more people keep standing in front of the camera. That really bothers me. When they're like talking like in front of the camera, not acknowledging the camera. But it's like, that's not how humans speak.
Yeah.
When they're adding to a conversation, they don't stand in front of you and look in the distance and then pile up like a triangle formation.
You never done that?
No, unless I'm walking and leading a group of people.
Little tour guide Terrah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I would like to probably change. I like the idea of like maybe there's no werewolf the whole time.
The one thing that I did like that we didn't talk about, in the inn, those walls were beautiful. They were painted in these like weirdly faint but floral walls. Yeah,
they look like stained, so it looks like wood panels, and it looks like they have like stained florals on them too.
I loved it. I liked the scenery. I liked all the shots were beautiful. The houses were beautiful.
The main house is really pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we rented this Airbnb, we gotta film here.
My last question that I always ask, will you survive?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, I wouldn't be with these people. I would probably stay on my house. The werewolf was not checking for me.
We would be the gay couple, but decide to stay in the house instead.
Okay,
I'd be like, because first of all, why if the power's out and I already don't like these people and trust these people, why the fuck am I staying with them?
That part, yes. However, so you guys are assuming you're just a town outlier. So yeah, but if I was Sam, that's not his name there, Finn, I'd have died.
Well, Sam is his. Yeah, Kelly, you would have died. Down. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
If I were an outlier, yeah, I'd have just gone home. I'd be like, y'all are weird. But,
Kelly, you would have been eaten by that werewolf. I'm so sorry.
But I went home.
No, I feel like you would have been friends with Cecily, and she would have been like, oh, good, everything's good. Yeah. And she would have killed your ass so fast. I'm so sorry.
Would you
You're
have
very
slipped through to figure out that she was?
No, I don't think so. I think Kelly would have been like, all in a day's work, and would have just sat down.
After being stabbed.
Yeah, been stabbed. I'm not
that's
snooping
all.
around. I'm in pain.
And then she would have killed your ass.
Well, yeah, that's why I would have died. Because I would have been like, come fix me. And then she'd be like, oh, I'll fix you with potatoes. And then...
Also, I feel like, because he was bit, that one man, we should have played into that. Like, maybe he's a werewolf. And they could have killed him. Like, he's the werewolf.
That'd be cool.
Like, they found in her notes, like, because they're if they're going to believe this doctor, right? Or maybe not believe him. They're like, well, maybe it is a werewolf. And maybe he's turning now. We have to kill him. I feel like that would have been something nice to add. But yeah, I don't think I would have died in this movie because I would have minded my own business.
But if you were the ranger in your business...
I'm not the ranger.
But also, if I was the ranger, I would not be being paid enough to care about everything.
Literally.
That's
Going
not
to
my
every
job.
building to see if it has power, Kelly.
That's not his job. He shouldn't have done
I
it.
don't know. I feel like small town people wear many hats. I don't know.
And I would have said this one hat is only getting this paid per hour.
You think the male person is also the doctor? Like...
I mean, okay, I guess I'm thinking in, like, small town shows, like Murder, She Wrote. She's just a writer, but yet here she is, a cop or whatever, everywhere. So I just feel like small town people just be doing stuff. They don't even have, like, they'd be like, oh, the doctor just called Lucy. She's delivered 17 babies. She knows what she's doing. Like, that's it. Seems.
Anything y'all want to leave off on in regards to this movie, or...
I just don't know that I loved it. I wanted to love it.
I really was like waiting for something to make me excited about this movie, and I wasn't. I was taking notes, and I was like, I don't need to take that many notes because I wasn't really.
I'm not trying to be a hater, but I feel like we've said enough good things for me to say.
Did we?
I mean, we like the actors and what they, well, some of them, and what they did, but not how it was presented.
Now, you know what werewolf movie I do like?
What?
Cursed. It has Jesse Eisenberg and Christina Ricci in it. It also has the singer Maya in there too. Maya. And this was like one of my first like what is it? Like when you're like exposure to a gay character in a movie, in like a horror movie, because one of the guys, spoiler alert for that movie, is like bullying Jesse Eisenberg, who is like I believe he's a werewolf. I don't remember. I really don't remember. And the guy is like bullying him. Turns out, guy bullying him, gay, and he's like, I really like you. And I was like, and Jesse Eisenberg is not gay in that movie, so. But Cursed is a fun movie. It has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I actually we should watch that for the next one. Okay. Werewolf montage. Oh my God. I don't know any other werewolf movies to watch besides Curse.
Isn't there that?
Werewolf in London. Okay.
Isn't that one dude like he's a werewolf in high school?
And he's in London.
No, Michael J. Fox. He's in high school and he's a werewolf. That's
Teenage
Mutant.
Something, yeah.
Anyways, that was this podcast. Where can we find y'all?
You can find me at Kelli Green Ivy on any of your social medias, pretty much. And
should be in the bio too.
She will be.
It's always been.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew that, but like
I would put stuff for Langley there, but Langley ain't got nothing.
Werewolf is a different movie.
Oh, well, Michael J. Fox.
We should watch
It was
Curse.
1957.
Teen Wolf.
That's a show.
Michael J. Fox.
Shout out to Tyler Posey. I've seen the video.
What's that?
Tyler Posey. He's in the TV show Teen Wolf.
Oh, I didn't know there was a show.
I didn't know there was a video.
It's not.
Is it?
It's not appropriate.
Oh.
He does have an OnlyFans though.
Michael J. Fox is not.
Langley, is there anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say?
Bye. See y'all later.
My name is Terrah Card. That's TerrahCard. You can find me under most platforms under that name, like Instagram and TikTok, which I live stream a lot on TikTok. Also on Twitch too. But TikTok is popping for live streams. You can catch me sewing, stoning, cooking Japanese curry sometimes. So that's fun. Yeah, and if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you can. And you get the full edition of the podcast on the Patreon. And you get your name read out on the podcast. So shout out to our top tier pee poo poo patrons. We have Ms. Titty City, Fonex, Caitlin B, Kiki, Pobre, Sunny Days, Zincat, Winnie, and Rebecca Carlson. If you want to be shouted out on the podcast, you can. I'm actually going to start putting in credits of everyone at the end of the podcast. on the video edition. So yeah.
Twilight is another werewolf movie.
Fuck Twilight. Fuck Twilight. And fuck 50 Shades of Grey. The TERFs. Is she a TERF?
No, the turtles.
Oh, fuck the turtles too. Clock it.
No, that's Harry Potter.
Oh, any favorite deaths in this movie? I have none.
No.
None of them were interesting.
No.
No shade. No shade.
Oh, well, blowing up the thing to kill the dude was smart.
Yeah, but like, these characters did not talk to each other at all.
I would have liked the maple syrup tap.
Oh, and if the blood came out?
I would have liked that if it like dripped out.
I thought that she put it in his head.
She did. She put it in his neck.
It would have been funny if like you see, or not funny. Oh my god, it would have been cool if he's like walking and it's like.
Yeah, but that would have been my favorite.
And then she's walking up to him while he's bleeding like this, and she's like, maple syrup is. That's when she when she walks in. She maple syrup is really good for her. Blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that was the podcast. So subscribe, leave a like. We're rushing because some of us have to go places, but. Thanks for listening, and make sure you
stay
on
the
line.